the next thing he
Manager
does,
Beck
general manager does, yeah, he starts looking into how people are getting scouted, like, onto the team, because he notices that there's, like, some weird stuff going on with the team leader.
The team that places last each season gets to choose their next members first.
They get the first draft pick.
Yeah, and so he's like...
Was it the high schoolers?
I think so.
Yeah.
So he was like, if you've been placing last for years, why is it that you keep getting bad players?
Yeah, because he noticed that most of their team members he said they're in their 30s, so they're like older players. And their like younger players aren't very good, or they've just like haven't stayed with the team.
Yes. And so he starts investigating that because obviously some shit going on there. And he starts off investigating like one of the people who goes out and actually like does recruiting, like he goes to different high schools and stuff, and he does the recruiting there because I guess he's like never in the actual office, which makes sense. He's like recruiting, but they're like investigating with him and stuff.
Yeah, because he thinks there's something shady going on there.
Because that dude, it's because that dude, you know, the team leader is a different dude. The team leader's there.
So there's 3 people on the scouting team.
Well, we see 3 of them.
Yeah, and then there's the team leader, and then there's 2 other guys that we see.
Yes.
And the one that hasn't been there is like kind of like under the team leader dude.
Yes. Yeah. But in the last time they picked, that scouting dude that's never there, he made a decision before the team leader approved it, of what person they were gonna pick.
Yeah.
And so Baek Sung-soo was like, did he not get disciplinary action or whatever? And so he was looking into that.
Yeah. And so he's off recruiting. But he's really good at what he does. Like the way he picks his players.
Yeah, he sees the potential in the players, not necessarily all the time they're good right now. Rather, like they have the talent, and they're gonna like the club is going to foster that player and teach them and like develop that talent further so that they have a solid player in the future. So he's like thinking like in the long run, like we're gonna hire this person and they're gonna be with the club for the next 10 years.
Yes. So he General Baek personally goes and he follows him around for a day, and he sees that he gets paid some money. And so that's suspicious.
Yeah. But
suspicious.
It turns out that it was just like somebody was paying him back for him covering the costs of a player's hospital bill.
Yeah. And so he's all good. But then at the same time, the young lass has been instructed, but not really instructed, to look into the team leader because she finds some inconsistencies with him.
Yeah.
And so she starts investigating him. And it turns out that he's the real one that has been like...
He's been taking bribes.
He has been taking bribes.
From potential... Like from the families of players that are in the draft picks.
Yeah, so the moms will like pay him money, and then he is supposed to like, since the Dreams get to pick a player at the beginning of like the little auction, then they get to choose
like a spot for
them.
them.
And so he chooses the players that the moms have paid him for.
Yeah.
So that's why they have such bad players, because freaking team leaders over there getting rich off of them.
Yeah. Well, and there's another player, like a younger player, not necessarily like a brand new player, that confessed that he got drafted that way, and that team leader is still like receiving money from his family.
Yeah. They're like still.
So he's extorting players for money.
And so what happened during that draft was that everyone had agreed to pick Mino, which is the one that they picked eventually. He's the youngest player on their team. But I guess like later after they had all decided on it, the team leader had gotten money to pick another
a different
dude.
player.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but the what's it?
We'll
his
call
name?
him Little Recruiter.
Little recruiter Young.
Yeah.
He had like been with the Yumino one like for years, helping him and stuff. And
he did also like
he
push
also,
him into like getting into the major leagues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then he
But he
got
had an
hurt.
He got
injury.
injured, and it was a serious injury, and so basically he wouldn't be able to play anymore. His career would have ended if he didn't get recruited at that little auction thing.
Yes.
So that's why Recruiter Young like picked him and ignored what everybody else had
because he
said.
felt bad.
Yeah, because
he
it was
felt responsible. For
it was his last opportunity to be able to play baseball.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, he said that the dude that team leader was gonna pick because of the money, he wasn't good enough at that time.
Yeah.
And the only reason that guy got like the rookie of the year after he went into the Vikings team was because he said that after he saw his parents crying because he might not be able to play baseball again, he like practiced really hard.
Yeah. So if he had been drafted into the Dreams, he wouldn't have had that
Rookie of the year.
No, that drive to practice more and to be able to become a Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they figure out what team leader done did, how he's taking bribes, and then he gets fired.
Although everyone is shook because everyone's like, he's a good guy. He would never do that. And actually, the president, the CEO dude of the company, because there's a CEO that's technically above general manager, and then the director is above him. He wasn't gonna fire team leader. He was just gonna like give him a slap on the wrist and like let him go back to work or whatever. But Baek Sung-soo was like, "What are you doing?" And basically was like, "You're an idiot. Like, you need to fire him." And so the old lad took his side, and so team leader was fired, and he got huffy.
Yep.
He got so huffy.
Man, this was the first time I saw that actor. It's the dude that played the chief, who later became the magistrate in 100 Days My Prince. This is the first time I see him
being evil.
Yes, evil. He's usually silly.
Yeah, I've seen him in a couple of dramas too, and so I was just expecting him to be like a silly character again. Like at first he was, and then like all of a sudden he's like this asshole, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
So that was surprising to see him play an evil dude.
Yep.
But yeah, he got fired.
And the young lass was even like, "You used to be so cool," because he used to be a player.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You basically like, what happened to your like integrity and your, sense of morals or whatever?"
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Greed'll get you.
It really will.